Hello friends, welcome to Story Time. You may recognize this book because we read it 2 times before. Do you remember the title of this story? What is the problem in this story? Let's look at this front picture or the front cover. Does Estela sell her music box? Let Miss Castine know. And in this story, we have 2 vocabulary words. Do you remember them? What's this word? Bargain. What does bargain mean? That's right. Bargain is when you're trying to sell something at a low price. And our next vocabulary word is bouquet. Very good. Do you remember what a bouquet is? That's right. A bouquet is a pretty group of flowers. Now let's begin our story. And remember, I'm going to need your help because this is going to be our 3rd time reading this story. So Miss Cassine is going to stop at some moments for you to tell me what is happening. Okay, so let's begin. Do you know it's story time, story time, story time? Do you know it's story time in our classroom today? And if you said that the title of this story is Estela Swap, kiss your brain. You're right. Let's begin. Estela Swap. Papa's truck bounced through the swap meet parking lot early one Sunday in March. Suddenly, a strong Santa Ana wind blew a curtain of sand and leaves against the windows. Estela hugged her music box closer. Her brother, Javier, tugged her braid. "We might have to anchor Estela so she doesn't blow away in the wind today," he teased. This was the first time Papa had let Estela sell something at swap meet. She needed to earn just $10 more for folk dancing lessons in town this summer at the Ballet Folklorico. She had been saving her money all year. "Come," Papa said. "Let's set up." From the truck they pulled old toys, clothes, and furniture. They lifted out pots and pans and car parts and arranged them in their space. Along with their own things, Papa brought anything the neighbors wanted him to sell. "Here, Estela," said Papa. "You can put your music box on this desk." "But what if somebody wants to buy the desk?" Papa laughed. "Then you sell the desk." "Bargain with them," Javier said. "Tell them that if you buy the desk, they can have this music box for free." "I will not, Javier," Estela replied. "I'll get my price. You wait and see." "Let's look around," Papa said. "Javier, mind our space while Estela and I are away, please." Estela picked up her music box. "Don't take that," Javier called after her. "Someone may want to buy it while you're gone." Estela pretended not to hear. She wanted to sell her music box herself. Swap Meet was a little city of tarps and tents and tables. Music blared from several stalls. The aisles buzzed with customers. Delicious smells of hot dogs, chili, and popcorn filled the air. Papa stopped at one stall and pointed to a hubcap. "How much?" he asked the man. $9, the man replied. "I'll give you 4, Papa said. Friends, what is happening here? What is Papa doing? If you remember, let me know. "See how it's done?" Papa asked. As they walked back to their space, "As the seller, you name a price that's a little more than what you are willing to take. That way you have room to bargain. Now it's time for you to try." Estela set her music box on top of the desk. Some people walked by without stopping. She opened the cover. The cheerful song Cielito Lindo began to play. Across the way, a flower seller clapped her hands. "Bueno!" she called. A festive tent covered her stall filled with dried flowers in clay pots. Bouquets of tissue paper flowers hung from cords between the tent posts. Maybe the flower seller is in the mood to buy something, Estela thought. She picked up her music box and walked to the woman's stall. To pass the time, the flower seller was sewing the hem of a falda, a beautiful full skirt with colorful ribbons at the bottom. Estela imagined how much fun it would be to dance in a skirt just like that. She would twirl around the stage and swirl her skirt like the ocean waves. Would you like to see my music box? Estela asked the flower seller. The woman's eyes sparkled. What's happening here? What is the flower seller doing? If you remember, let me know. When Estela returned to her side of the aisle, she made sure everyone could hear the music box as they walked by. A customer paused in front of Estela. How much? He asked. $12, Estela said. She felt proud that she had left room to bargain. The man laughed and plunked down the music box. He walked out of sight. Do you think he'll be back, Papa? Estela asked. I think he finds your price too high, Papa replied. A woman stopped next. Beautiful music, she said. Would you like to make an offer? Estela asked hopefully. $2, the woman said. Only $2? For a moment, Estela was speechless. Then she said, I was asking 12, but for you, I'll sell it to you for 10. The woman smiled and walked away. What is happening here, friends? If you remember, let me know. My flowers! My flowers! The woman across the way called, above the clatter. The flower seller's pots had smashed to the ground. What happened next? Estela spun around. Her music box. It was smothered by pieces of broken flower pots. Oh no, Estela thought. It's probably broken. No one will buy it now. Estela was afraid to look closely. Instead, she helped the flower seller. She straightened the tent posts. Then she went up and down the aisles searching for the paper flowers that had blown away. When Estela returned, the flower seller was smiling. She held out the music box. Estela looked away when she saw its battered cover. The woman opened the box. The sounds of Cielito Lindo floated out. It still sings, little one, the woman said. Her music box was all right. She could paint over the scratches. She could still sell it. Estela held her music box tightly and danced for joy. But then she noticed almost everything was gone from the flower seller's stall. What will you sell now? Estela asked. The woman shook her head. Today, nothing. But next Sunday, flowers. I have a whole week to make more. How can she do all that work in just 1 week? Estela wondered. Suddenly, she knew what to do, even if it meant she wouldn't earn any money today. What did Estela do to help the flower seller? Do you remember? What's happening in this picture? Very well, let's continue reading. Estela walked back across the aisle where Papa and Javier were waiting. Secretly, she hoped the flower seller would call her back and return the music box, but she didn't. Estela tried to put the music box out of her mind as she thought about what she could bring to swap meet next week. Buyers liked low prices. Maybe she could sell some of her old games or stuffed animals. When she got home, she'd search her room for other things buyers might want. She'd also have to ask Papa if she could come back next week. Later in the day, near closing time, Papa suddenly called out, "Estela, your friend is here." Estela turned around. There was the flower seller. "Since we are at swap meet," the woman said, "it is only fair that we swap." She handed Estela a bag. "Goodbye for now, little one," the flower seller said, and hurried off. Friends, what was in that bag that the flower seller gave to Estela? Do you remember? And what happens at the end of the story? What do you see Estela doing here? And what is Estela wearing? The end. Very good, friends. I hope you enjoyed our last time reading this story, Estela Swap. And thank you so much for helping me read this story together. Until next time, friends. Bye.